Hey everyone! Selena here, founder, host, lead educator with the American Crochet Association. And today I want to introduce the Crochet Sun Hat Pattern. It is a super old pattern. I was just looking, I published this first back in 2012. And I have taken all the instructions and a bunch of tips and tricks and things like that, and I am sharing it for everyone to view for free at the American Crochet Association blog. Now, the reason I love to share crochet patterns like this there is that there's so many different resources like teaching tools and just things that will kind of help you better your crochet life, and this one is no different. I see this Crochet Sun Hat pattern as kind of a staple. So if you are a person who's looking for just kind of the perfect, simple, easy crochet sun hat pattern, hopefully this is it. There's so many basics in this that will just kind of help you better your crochet skills. So if you're learning to crochet and you want to learn how to do things like work in joined rounds and you want to practice your stitches and you want to make something like a sun hat, then hopefully this is it too. So I have reformatted and updated this pattern that, again, you guys can view for free whenever you click on the link in the video description. But I've reformatted it just to make sure that you guys are getting the most out of this resource. So I just wanted to walk you guys through the table of contents, the things that you guys can see here, and answer any questions if anybody is here live. Like, it looks like Linda's here. Hello. Thanks for joining. So good to see you. And it looks like Kimberly is joining us from the UK. Thanks for joining. So glad you stopped by to say hey. Okay, so one of the things that I'm doing as I'm updating all of the patterns, oh my gosh, I think I have like over 60, more than 60. I have so many patterns that I'm just slowly updating. Make sure everything's linked, all the resources, all the tips, all the tricks, all the things. And that way, whenever you guys click on our website, it's just a fun learning experience. You guys get a lot out of it, hopefully. There's a lot of value here. So one of the things that I like to add is a table of contents, and that way you guys can quickly and easily see everything in this article. You know, sometimes it's really frustrating whenever you click on over to a site because you like something and you're just weeding through everything. Like, where is the thing that I need? So having this table of contents will just help you quickly and easily find everything. So for example, if you just want to get straight to the pattern instructions for a specific size, you can do that. But if you want to see the yarn, or, you know, if you want to see more sun hat patterns or things like that, then I've got you. It's all right here. It's clickable, so you can click on over, get what you need when you need it. Let's see. Here she is, the Crochet Sun Hat pattern. Again, I first published this back, I was checking it out on the original pattern listing back in 2012. Man, that was like so many lifetimes ago. Back then, I had this great photographer friend. She had some really cute girls who were, you know, willing participants in terms of wearing the things that I made. So I would make a lot of things, and my photographer friend would get her kids to model. This is one of her kids. And they did such a great job of really bringing some of these things to life. So these are super old pictures, but I think that they're still just as cute today as they were back then. Now, I wrote this Crochet Sun Hat pattern in a ton of different sizes because I loved to take an idea, and if it could translate to where it's like, oh, this would be so cute on a baby, or man, I want one for myself. I really tried my best to take that concept and write it out in as many sizes as possible. And this pattern, because it's such a staple, because it's so basic, it worked so well for sizes that are like, you know, baby. So like about 13.75 inch head circumference, all the way up to someone who's got like a 22.5 head circumference. So it is very adaptable. It has all of those sizes. And also, if you do things like just, you know, slightly change the yarn that you're using, slightly change the hook size, you can make a more dense fabric or a more loose fabric, and you can really kind of, you know, create a size and style that fits you best. Let's see. Here it is. If you don't want to weed through all of this, if you just love this pattern and you want a copy that you can save, print, download, any of that. If you don't just want to keep coming back to this page to view it, you can purchase a pattern or a copy on Ravelry. I've got the link right here. If you want to see all the finished projects, we're going to check those out in just a minute. I've got that linked. It's one of my favorite things about Ravelry is that whenever you make things, you can link it back to the original source so everybody can kind of see like, who's making this? What does it look like? What yarn did they use? How did they model it? All that kind of stuff. So I have that. This is one of my favorite resources, and this is one of the main reasons I wanted to update this particular pattern. So this hat is worked from the top down in joined rounds. And so many times whenever we're crocheting hats, I'm just, the crochet world at large, we're like, man, I cannot make a hat that fits. It's either way too big or way too small. I don't know how to figure out how to make crochet hats that fit. I do have a size chart that you guys can quickly and easily use to not only measure your own head, but will also help you to measure the things that you make to make sure that they fit the people that they're supposed to wear. And it comes with a free calculator tool. This is such a cool concept because really it works for this crochet hat, but anything that you make in the round. If you're ever making things in the round and it starts at the center and works out and you're like, how can I tell if this is going to fit my head? I have a calculator with tutorials that show you what to measure and how to measure. And that way, whenever you are creating a hat, a circle, whatever, you know exactly when to stop increasing so that it fits exactly the way that you want it to fit. So if you're not really sure what that means or how that works, if you've never tried it before, this can be a great pattern for you to try that concept. So if you do nothing else, please click on over to the link in this video. It's going to take you to this page. Definitely check out how to measure your crochet sun hat because it works, again, not only for this sun hat, but any crochet hat that you're making, anything round that's worked in joined circles from the top down. So definitely check that out. If you dig this crochet sun hat pattern, I've got others that you guys can view. I've got them linked here. So if you like that whole bucket style, sun hat style, I've got some other ones. I've also got this unforgettable tam. This is another oldie but a goodie. Really loved this one. There isn't a brim on it, but it's really this kind of big oversized, I think, summery style. So check that out too if you dig it. Okay, here's everything, excuse me, everything that you need to know and have and do to make this pattern, starting with the yarn. Now, when I wrote this pattern 12 years ago, one of my favorite yarns was Lion Brand Cotton Ease. Is there anyone here watching that remembers Lion Brand Cotton Ease? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. Cotton Ease was a 50-50 blend that Lion Brand made. It was 50 cotton, 50 acrylic. And I was obsessed with this yarn. I bought probably hundreds of skeins of this. I made so many things with that yarn. The colors are great. The weight was great. The fiber content, just everything about that yarn was great. So I wrote so many patterns using that yarn, and then it was discontinued, of course, because every yarn that I fall in love with is discontinued. Lion Brand has come out with a few kind of, copies of that yarn ever since. Not exact copies, but close copies. And none of them are exactly the same, but what I think I'm trying to say about that is that the weight in itself, I think, is something that you can duplicate. And as a matter of fact, a lot of different yarn companies do. It's in that weight 4 category. It's a natural fiber cotton. So I think that there's lots of different weight 4 cotton yarns that you guys can use that is going to substitute that Lion Brand Cotton Ease that's still going to give you the same look and feel. If you want to find substitutes for this particular one, I've already linked to yarnsub.com. It is a free online resource where you type in any yarn and it tells you all the substitutes for it. So it's pretty cool. If you've never tried it, definitely click on over and check that out. It's really fun. And it's a great resource, especially if you like to substitute yarn a lot and sometimes gauge in size and fabric look and feel matter. It's a great resource to have. If you want to learn more about substituting yarn for this particular pattern or any pattern, I've got a resource for you. It's an article that's pretty quick and easy to read, and there's lots of information in here that will help you just understand yarn better. So check that out. If you guys want my substitutes, if you guys just want to make this hat today and you're like, I don't want to do a bunch of reading, I'll do that later, I'll learn as I go. Here are my top 3 substitutes, and I do have linked resources for you guys to find each one of these online. Here are all the materials, again, with link resources. If you want, my recommendations, all you got to do is click on the links. Gauge, size. This pattern comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individual sizes. So if you want to make an exact size, I have individual instructions for each one of these that you guys can check out. Stitch key, this uses very basic stitches in their very basic form, so there's no complicated, manipulation or variation of these stitches. It just uses chain, single, and double. It also uses a slip stitch because this is worked in joined rounds. It does use the adjustable loop. If you're not familiar with that, or if you want to see how we do it, we've got a video tutorial, so definitely click on over and check that out. And here it is. Here are all the pattern instructions. Let's start with the first one, just to show you guys the format of what it is that we're dealing with here. First and foremost, in the table of contents, I have each size individually listed. So if you just want to get to a specific size, the table of contents up at the top helps you with that. Something that I'm doing to reformat the pattern instructions just when you're viewing them for free on the website is I'm taking each row around, and they all have a bullet point. So it just really helps you, kind of see each one of those individual pieces of instructions as you go. Something that I love that makes a lot of sense to me is that every row around is just clearly spelled out. I tell you whether or not there's a right or wrong side, where it is. I put those in bold. Then I have all of the pattern instructions, and that ends with the stitch count. Now the stitch count will give you not only the total stitches in that row around, but it also breaks down exactly how many of each stitch was used. So for example, this one just has double crochet, so it tells you 12 double crochet. But if this row around had double crochets, half double crochets, chain, single crochet, I would individually list how many of each one of those there are, and then I would add all those up, and then I would give you the total stitch count. So that's another kind of learning or teaching resource or tool, something that I think should be a standard in the crochet world, and something that I love to have in the patterns that I write. So there you have it. That's everything that you need to know and have and do, and all the things you can learn as you're making this crochet sun hat. And here are all the individual pattern instructions, so you can just get to the size that you need quickly and easily. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, this isn't just how I view this, and this isn't something I think I'm going to change in the near future, but there are not any ads at the American Crochet Association.blog website. That's a change that I decided to make last year, and I'm not sorry. I am not sorry. I was so frustrated at seeing ads on my site. It really made it very difficult for me to navigate my site. It made things really slow. It was not my favorite experience. I completely respect and understand that it is a business model and is a revenue structure for a lot of different people. I am not mad at that at all. But for me, that was not something that I wanted to focus on. So that's another thing that hopefully you guys enjoy whenever you click on over and view anything at the American Crochet Association. Hopefully you guys enjoy that there's no ads. There's none of that. Maybe that'll change in the future, but right now, today, and for the last, almost year, it's clean. So hope you guys enjoy that. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. That's everything that I've done to update the format of your viewing experience for this Crochet Sun Hat pattern. If you guys dig it, click on over, view the page, leave a comment, let me know what you think, save it to social, pin it on Pinterest, email this link to a friend if you think they'll dig it too. Make sure you like this video. If you like this video, if you have any questions, go on ahead and drop them. As soon as I see them, I'll get right back to you. And do me a solid. If you guys dig this pattern, please share it with somebody who loves crochet if you think they will like this pattern too. I'd really appreciate it. All right, everyone. Peace, love, crochet. Thank you so much for being part of the American Crochet Association community. It is a joy to have you with us. Enjoy this pattern. Cannot wait to see what you make. See you later.